Tickets for Freedom Summit Chicago are on sale now at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com.
Let's get straight to it. Hurricane Florence is upon the East Coast in South Carolina, North Carolina, the eye of the storm. And although it's downgraded to a Hurricane 1, it is still packing a punch. Let's get the latest from Eben Brown, who joins us. Good morning, Mr. Brown. How are you?
Good morning.
All right. So where are you located and what's going on?
Well, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm a few miles away from the shore and up on some higher ground. We're about 30 feet above sea level here. But it has been a horrific night for this area, enduring not just the wind, but also the storm surge. Much of the coastal areas, those barrier islands, those beach towns, have been decimated by the storm surge, which has been at times 10 or more feet up above the ground level there. So we are told that the city of New Bern is practically underwater to some degree. There have been 200 people who did not evacuate that needed to be rescued. Another 150 people are waiting to be rescued. Police and first responders are trying their best. In Jacksonville, North Carolina, a hotel partially collapsed, leaving a bunch of people stranded and needing rescue. There have been reports from volunteer water rescue people that they have been boating past floating deceased. It is obviously a horrific thing to encounter, and this is all due to storm surge and wind and rain. Where I'm standing out now, like I said, we're not getting any storm surge, but we are getting a pummeling wind and a significant amount of rainfall that eventually will cause a lot of flooding. It's beginning to pool in certain areas, and eventually it will cause flooding. The storm is so slow-moving in terms of its forward motion that it has every opportunity to dump as much water as it can on us.
Did you say, I want to make sure I heard you correctly, you said that they were floating bodies?
That is the report from one of the volunteer rescue groups known as the Cajun Navy. They're from Louisiana. They travel around the hurricanes to help with water rescues. They radioed back saying they saw bodies floating in the flooded water, the flooded ways that they were piloting through. It's not something that we've confirmed, but the Cajun Navy's been around for a while. We trust them. So it's obviously a very horrific thing.
Eben, interesting thing. We're concerned about your safety. My former NBC5 colleague, Ginger Z, who's now at ABC, Good Morning America, is being attacked on Twitter this morning because apparently she put herself in harm's way or close to it. And she says, I know I'm a mother. I love my family. I also love my job. I always put safety first. I'm in a safe spot. No one could have anticipated boards popping up on a deck. Now, are you in harm's way at all? And why do people, news people always stand like right next to a pole that they could be blown into? I'm worried about you.
Well, I'm safe. I'm outdoors at my hotel. I'm undercover. I'm outside enough to experience what it's like, but not really feel the effects. I have been the reporter out in the more dangerous areas where you're getting blown around, where you are at some severe risk. Yeah, you do it because you have to tell a story. Especially for television, but normally they're not just waiting out there. They're running out in front of the camera to do their report, and they're running back. It is a bit of a gamble when you do that. It sometimes makes for comical television, unfortunately. Just remember that the reporters themselves are not trying to be stupid. They're trying to bring you a story,
right.
And they're trying to do their best at that. Certainly, none of them are going out there willy-nilly and not realizing the risk that they take. In previous storms that I have been in, I've been standing around in the flooded parking lot only to have to jump and hit the deck and go under the water to avoid a flying branch. I fried my cell phone, but probably saved myself injury.
Right.
I know what that's like. I don't need to go do it now. Now I'm older with a wife and a kid, so I don't really go out there. But still, it's I can speak from firsthand experience exactly how dangerous it is.
And it just always surprises me. They give them ample warning. Everyone should leave, and still some people stay. And that puts the first responders at risk trying to rescue them.
Well, yes, and in many cases, the first responders won't go at that time because it is too dangerous for them to do it. First responders have in their blood the need to go out and rescue people. So if they think they can make it, they will try it. And in this case, they're doing that in New Bern, where 350 people are in need of rescue. 200 have been pulled out already, but 150 people are still stranded. And that's in an area where two rivers have been surging to the point that they have nearly converged, and they've just flooded out the entire town.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Stay safe, Eben Brown, and we appreciate your reporting this morning.
You're welcome.
That's Eben Brown, who joined us from Wilmington, North Carolina, and on our turnkey.pro answer line.
I think a hurricane is coming!
Oh, Lisa, there's no record of a hurricane ever hitting Springfield.
Yes, but the records only go back to 1978 when the Hall of Records was mysteriously blown away.
There's only